Hello students, how are you all? This is the 6th lecture of chapter number 1 of class 9 science, that is matter in our surroundings. In the previous lectures we have learnt about the evaporation and boiling. So what was the evaporation, and what was boiling? What are the differences? Evaporation is a surface phenomena. It means in both of them, either it is evaporation or it is boiling, there is a conversion of liquid into gas. But in evaporation, only the particles which are present on the surface will get evaporated, then new surface will be formed, then again the particles on the surface will get evaporated, now again the new surface will be formed. So it means there is a conversion of liquid into gas on surface by surface. But whereas in boiling, whole of the water, total amount of water gets converted from liquid to gas within a fraction of a second. So evaporation is a surface phenomena, whereas boiling is a bulk phenomena. In evaporation, as the surface by surface conversion takes place, it is a slow process, whereas as boiling is a bulk phenomena, it is a fast process. Clear? Evaporation doesn't have any specific temperature. Evaporation doesn't require any specific temperature. It can take place at any temperature below its boiling point. But for boiling, it requires a specific temperature known as its boiling point. Clear? So there are many factors. Which are affecting evaporation. So mainly there are four factors. Which are affecting evaporation. So the first factor which is affecting the evaporation is temperature. So how temperature affects evaporation, and how during the evaporation the liquid particles get converted into gas. So let us recall the properties of liquid and gas. The characteristics of the particles of matter, that each and every particle attract each other. In liquid the attraction is somewhat less, and in gas there is almost negligible. It is even lesser attraction as compared to the liquid. In liquid particles there is a space between the two particles, but in gaseous particles there are very large spaces. In liquid particles move from one place to another, but in gaseous particles can move at very high speed. Particles are moving at very high speed. So during the conversion from liquid into gas, there should be a change in properties of the particles, characteristics of the particles. So for that thing we require heat, they require movement, they require motion, high speed. It means kinetic energy. The energy which is related to the speed of the particle is known as kinetic energy. So during the conversion, when the compound or anything is converted from liquid to gas, it requires heat. Clear? So how can liquid get converted from liquid to gas? By absorbing heat. So if there is a higher temperature, if the temperature increases, then heat increases, and if heat increases, the conversion from liquid into gas also increases. So as and when the heat increases, the conversion of liquid into gas also increases. So here we can say that as temperature increases, evaporation also increases. Clear? Getting it? As the temperature increases, evaporation also increases. Second one, the second factor which affects the evaporation, after the temperature is surface area. Clear? So what do you mean by the surface area? The surface which is in the contact with the atmosphere, or which is directly in the contact with the another object. So for example, there is a glass filled with water. Clear? Now this is a glass which is filled with water. So this is a glass full of water. Clear? Now how much amount of surface is in contact with the atmosphere? This is the surface which is in the contact with the atmosphere, and only the particles which are present on the surface will be converting from liquid to gas. the particles which are present on the surface will be able to get converted from liquid to gas. If I want to increase the more number of particles to get converted from liquid to gas, if I want large number of particles to get converted from liquid into gas, then I need to increase the surface area. I need to increase this area. Then what I can do? I can spread this water into the classroom. Suppose I have a glass of water. Suppose I have a glass of water and I am spreading this glass of water everywhere in the classroom or in your room or in a hall, anywhere in your house. Then what happens? Suppose there is a large, this glass of water requires large amount of time, requires a very large amount of time to get converted from liquid to gas or to evaporated. Just imagine that you have a glass full of water, then how much time it will take to convert liquid into gas? Suppose 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours or a 1 day also. It can also take a 1 day. But what happens when you spread this glass full of water everywhere in the room? Clear? So what happens when we spread this water? When we spread this water, then it has a larger surface area. So the surface area increases. Now the large surface area is in the contact with the atmosphere. So the large amount, more number of liquid particles can convert from liquid to gas. So here we can say that, as surface area increases, evaporation also increases. Clear? As the surface area increases, evaporation also increases. Clear? So as surface area increases, evaporation increases. Temperature increases, evaporation increases. Now the third factor here, the third factor is wind speed, What about the wind speed and how it is a factor that can affect evaporation? So here let us take an water container, a big bucket full of water. Clear? Now this bucket is fully filled with water. Clear? As it is a liquid water, it can start evaporating. It means it can get converted from liquid to gas. But which particles will get converted from liquid to gas first? The particles which are present on the surface, of the container or the surface of the water body. Clear? How? Again recalling the characteristics and the properties of liquid and gas. In liquid the particles are moving, in gaseous also particles are moving, but the speed of particles in the gas is very large or very high speed as compared to the movement of speed of particles in liquid. In liquid also particles are moving, in gas also particles are moving, but the speed of particles in gas is very much higher as compared to the speed of particles in liquid. So for example, wind is flowing. Clear? So as and when this wind comes in contact with the surface particles, it blows away the particles which are on the surface. With it. So they can easily move with a high speed, and when liquid particles start moving at high speed, then they get converted from liquid to gas. Why? Because gaseous particle has high speed, liquid particles are less speed. So as the wind speed increases, the particle speed also increases, so they can easily convert it from liquid to gas. So now it is quite easy. As the wind speed increases, evaporation also increases. Now the fourth factor affecting the evaporation is humidity. Humidity means moisture. Present in the atmosphere. Humidity means moisture which is present on the atmosphere. Now what about the humidity, and how can we know that what is the change in humidity, then how it affects the evaporation? Let us take the same example of a bucket. Let us take the same amount of a bucket. When the water, see there is a water body, clear, let us draw a bucket, clear, this is a bucket fully filled with water. Obviously it will start getting converted from liquid to gas, it will start converted from liquid to gas. When there is a conversion of liquid to gas, it means when evaporation is started. When evaporation is started, it means at the same time there are also gaseous particles. When liquid is starting converting into gas, then at the same time there will be some gaseous particle which start converting into liquid, which will start converting into liquid. Clear? Getting? So evaporation, and what is the opposite process of evaporation? That is condensation. Evaporation and condensation are the simultaneous process. It means they are going on at the same time. If evaporation is going on, then 110% there will be condensation also going on. If there is a evaporation, then there will be a condensation at the same time. If there is a evaporation, then there will be a condensation at the same time. So when the particles are converting from liquid to gas, then at the same time there will be the gaseous particles which are converting into liquid. Then they are converting into liquid. Then how can we say that the water level decreases? If liquid particles are converting into gas, gaseous particles are converting into liquid, then the water level should remain same. The water level should remain same. But we know that ultimately the whole liquid body will be converted into gas. It remains for a short period of time, 1 hour, 2 hour, or 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, any of the time, but it remains for some time, and then it is vanished, it is totally converted into gas. Why? Because liquid to gas conversion is much more higher and gas to liquid conversion is much more lesser. Clear? The amount of liquid which is converting into gas is much more higher as compared to the amount of gas which is converting into liquid. So ultimately there is a large amount of liquid particles which are converting into gas. Clear? So that much amount of gas cannot be converted into liquid at the same time. But that is true that small amount of gas will be surely be converted from gas to liquid. Clear? Will be surely be converting into liquid. Not as much as conversion which is taking place from liquid to gas, but a small amount of gas will be converting into liquid. Now this is dependent upon what? Why only small amount of gas is converting into liquid? Because in our atmosphere there is a less amount, very few particles of the moisture present in the atmosphere. Clear? As compared to the remaining gases, there are 78% of nitrogen particles, there are 21% of oxygen particles, there is 0.94% of argon, 0.03 of carbon. It means it is very lesser amount, 0.003% of only moisture present. Clear? It is very lesser amount of moisture present in the atmosphere. So there are very few gaseous particles, only a few particles get converted from gas to liquid. But imagine if there is a large amount of gaseous particle present in the atmosphere, then conversion of gas into liquid will be higher, and if conversion of gas into liquid is higher, then liquid to gaseous conversion will be negligible. Clear? Why? Because liquid to gas is converting, liquid to gaseous conversion, but at the same time gases are also converted into liquid. So we won't be able to recognize that large amount of liquid particle is getting converted. So how gaseous to liquid conversion is increased? If there is a more amount of moisture present in the atmosphere. So if there is a large amount of humidity, moisture means humidity, if humidity in the atmosphere increases, then evaporation will ultimately decrease. Clear? Because there will be lesser amount of liquid be converting into gas as compared to the gas converting into liquid. So what can we say here? If humidity increases, then evaporation decreases. Clear? If humidity increases, then evaporation decreases, or opposite to that, if humidity decreases, then evaporation will increase. Clear? So and so water gets easily evaporated. Water gets easily evaporated during the summer season and winter season. Why? Because the air is dry. Even our skin gets dry in winter. So the air is totally dry. So evaporation takes place at a high speed. Why? Because there is a lesser humidity. Evaporation increases. In the rainy season, it takes somewhat time to get evaporated. It takes some time. Water takes some time to get evaporated. Why? Because if humidity is large, if there is a more amount of humidity, if humidity increases, then evaporation decreases. Clear? So totally we have 4 factors. Which are those 4 factors? Temperature, surface area, wind speed. Temperature, surface area, wind speed and humidity. We can also say it as moisture in the atmosphere. Now, as the temperature increases, evaporation also increases. As the surface area increases, evaporation increases. As the wind speed increases, evaporation increases. But in the humidity portion, we have a exception. So if humidity increases, then evaporation decreases. If humidity decreases, evaporation increases. Clear? Getting it or not? Quite simple. So these are the 4 factors, and if you remember these 4 factors very well, then it is one of the most important questions to be asked in the each and every exams. So prepare well for the test. If this question is quite clear to you, then almost you can get 2 to 3 marks bonus in the exams. Minimum 2 to 3 marks bonus in the exam. But this concept, these 4 factors should be quite clear in your head. Clear? Now, the next topic, how the evaporation is converted, how liquid is converted into gas by the process of evaporation. But how? By absorbing heat. By absorbing heat. From where? If liquid particles want to get converted into gas, then they require heat. They require heat. It means high temperature. So where do these liquid particles get heat? From the surrounding. From the surrounding. For example, if I am absorbing the total amount of heat present in the duster, if I am absorbing the amount of heat that is present in the duster, then the duster will become cool. Why? Because the total heat has been removed. I have removed the heat, then the duster will become cool. Yes or no? If I am removing heat from the duster, then the duster will become cool. So if I have a water in my hand, or water on the classroom or water in any of the room, then it gets evaporated. It means it gets converted from liquid to gas. How? By absorbing heat. From where? From the atmosphere, from the surrounding. So as and when evaporation performs or evaporation is happening, it causes cooling. Why it causes cooling? Because it absorbs heat. It absorbs heat. So you have to always remember one thing. What is that? That is evaporation. Evaporation cause cooling. What is that thing? That is evaporation cause cooling. How evaporation cause cooling? Because during the conversion of liquid to gas, it absorbs heat. It absorbs heat. Clear? And evaporation takes place of the only particles which are present on the surface. Clear? Wind speed increases, evaporation increases. Surface area increases, evaporation increases. Temperature increases, evaporation increases. But humidity increases, evaporation decreases. Clear? But how evaporation cause cooling? So anyway, there might be a question in the exam. How can we say that evaporation cause cooling? Because during the evaporation, during the conversion of liquid into gas, it absorbs the heat from the surrounding. It absorbs the heat from the surrounding. So the surrounding becomes cool, and thus evaporation cause cooling. Thus evaporation cause cooling. Now, during the summer season, the temperature is hot. The temperature is hotter. Atmosphere is quite hot. But as and when we drink the water from the water pot, Clear? Earthen pot, the pot which is made up of soil, that is present in our house. Clear? Not the metallic one, metallic cylinders not the metallic containers, not the metallic water tank. The earthen pot which is made up of sand, which is made up of soil. Clear? The reddish brown colors earthen pots, or they might be white in color. So now if we are drinking the water from the earthen pot, then it feels cool. It feels quite cool and good. How? Because let us see the earthen pot. Clear? See, this is an earthen pot. Don't go with the figure. This is an earthen pot and it is filled with the water. It is filled with the water. When we drink water from the pot, it feels quite cool. This water feels cool. How? How? What is the reason behind this? Because this pot is made up of sand, is made up of soil particles. So it has a holes in between it. It is porous. This pot is porous. Porous means it has a holes, small holes between them. There is a holes between them which cannot be visualized, but they are quite big, so that water can pass through it. So now water get passed through these holes and come to the surface of the pot, and comes to the surface of the pot. You might have seen this, that when we touch the water pot, it feels somewhat cool, it feels somewhat wet, it feels watery. Why? Because it is porous and water can pass through it. As and when water comes to the surface, so this is the surface. Clear? So as and when water comes to the surface, it becomes cool, it starts evaporating. Why? Because as it comes to the surface, it starts evaporating, and evaporation causes cooling. So the water becomes cool inside the earthen pot by absorbing the heat from the surrounding. As the surrounding becomes cool, as the water becomes cool, water is absorbed, heat is absorbed, so water becomes cool. Clear? Why? As the earthen pot is porous, it has a holes in between them, so water can pass through that holes, and as and when water comes in, pass through that holes and comes to the surface of the pot, it starts evaporating. And what is evaporation? By absorbing the heat. So heat is absorbed, so water becomes cool. As the heat is absorbed, water becomes cool. If I am absorbing the heat from the duster, then the duster becomes cool. So during the evaporation, this surface particle gets absorbed heat from the water which is present inside the pot. So the water becomes cool. So water becomes cool. Now during the summer season, what type of clothes should we wear? Cotton clothes or a woolen clothes? During the summer season, what type of clothes should we wear? Cotton clothes or a woolen clothes? Exactly, woolen clothes are worn in winter. We should wear cotton clothes. Why we are not wearing woolen clothes? Because woolen clothes cannot absorb sweat. So why we are wearing cotton clothes? Because it can absorb sweat. For example, it is a quite hot day, there is a sweat, thoroughly the sweat in my body. I am wearing a cotton cloth, then this cotton cloth can absorb sweat, from my body. Now that sweat is absorbed by the cotton clothes and it is on the surface of the cloth. Clear? Cloth gets wet because of sweat. Clear? So now this sweat is on the surface. As and when it is absorbed by the cotton cloth, it is on the surface, and as it reaches on the surface, it starts evaporating, and evaporation causes cooling. So we feel cool. So we should wear cotton clothes. The woolen clothes cannot absorb sweat, so the sweat will remain inside. It will not come outside. It will not be on the surface. So if it is not on the surface, it cannot start evaporating, and it will not feel cool because there is no evaporation. Clear? So remember, if there is a very hot day, you are riding a bicycle or you are on a scooter, your shirt or a t-shirt is full of sweat, it is very wet, and you are riding a scooter or a bike, then as and when the wind blows, it feels quite cool, it feels very cool. Why? Because when the wind speed increases, evaporation increases, and more the evaporation, more the cooling. Clear? So as and when we are walking, as compared to the walking, when and when we are on bike, it feels more cool. Why? Because as the wind speed increases, when we are on bike, there is a large amount of there is very high wind speed. So because of high wind speed, there is a large amount of evaporation, and so there is a large amount of cooling. So we feel quite cool. Clear? Now last and the final most question: why the coolers, the water coolers that are used in the summers work very well or more efficiently in a hot and dry day? So during the summer, coolers work very good, and especially in a hot day, especially on a hot day. Why? Because on a hot day there is a high temperature. High temperature means hot day. So if there is a high increase in temperature, then the evaporation increases. Evaporation increases, it causes cooling. Because on a hot day there is a high amount of heat present in the atmosphere, and that is required for the liquid particles to get converted into gas. So the temperature increases on a hot day, evaporation increases, cooling increases. Clear? On a dry day as well as. Why on a dry day? Dry day, it means there is a less amount of moisture present in the atmosphere. Then and then we can say it is a dry day. If moisture is less, it means humidity is less. So if humidity is less, evaporation increases. If on a moisture day, if it is not a dry day, it means there is a large amount of humidity. If humidity increases, evaporation decreases. But dry day, humidity is less, so evaporation is high, and so if evaporation is high, then the evaporation causes cooling, so cooling is also good. So desert coolers, the desert coolers work very well on a hot and dry day, because these are the factors. On a hot day there is high temperature, temperature increases, evaporation increases. In dry day, humidity is less, if humidity decreases, evaporation increases. Clear? Getting it? Here we have completed the chapter number 1 of class 9 science, that is matter in our surroundings, and today only in today you will get the PDF of solutions of in-text and exercise questions of chapter number 1. Kindly go through that PDF. What is your classwork? You have to write each and everything that I have explained today. One time in classwork, one time in homework. Then also plus additional homework is completion of in-text and exercise questions. If you have completed few of the questions, then it is quite good. If you have not completed, then complete thoroughly the in-text and exercise questions. I have been sending the PDF of solutions of in-text and exercise in the WhatsApp group, or you can see in the material folder that is in the our application PCMB or a Dream application. Clear? Getting it? If you have any query, then you can call me or personally message me on this number 94262 03911 for any query. You can call me. Clear? Now if you are not able to understand the in-text exercise questions, that answer that I have given in PDF, you have not understand any topic in the chapter number 1, or if there are any other queries related to the science, or any queries, if you are having any difficulties in the studies, then you can kindly contact me or message me here. Thank you very much.